Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on Fireheart, new animated movie that just looks tiresome. Smash like and subscribe. I'm really hating on movies today. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Right, Little Joan? Right, Little Joan? Do you want to say hi to people? You're just going to show your butt to everybody. Here, say hi. Say something nice. There she is. All right, I'll put you on the floor. Go get a drink or something, whatever it is you do, Little Joan. Um, so anyhow, books in the description, yada yada yada. Support the channel if you can. Getting a lot of subscribers, but yeah, it's just not a lot of movie trailers out today. So I was stuck with the Avatar video game and this. There was actually a worse movie. I couldn't even stomach watching the whole trailer. That's how bad it was. I couldn't take it. I was just like, I can't watch this. I couldn't get through the trailer. Maybe I should review that one. This looks like propaganda. I guess I'll just call it out. So it's a story of a little girl in the 1920s who wants to be a fireman, but girls aren't firemen. So you can pretty much write the rest. And she has a little Dalmatian pup, and her daddy won't let her be a fireman, so she disguises herself as a boy to be a fireman. And her father accepts her, and she wears a fake mustache, and you know, it's all hilarious because all the men are incompetent except her dad. And then, you know, there's some, I don't know, superpowered arsonist doing all the arson. And he loves his daughter and won't let her be a fireman. And, oh, daddy, you don't understand my dream. And then there's some hint at her mother's dream, too. I don't know what that's all about. So, who wrote this? Director of photography? No. Where's the writer? Screenplay, Laurent Zeitkowen? Zoutown? Jenica Harper and Daphne Ballin. It took 3 people to write this movie. This is a pretty simple movie. Story by Laurent Zeitkowen, Jenica Harper, and Leslie Hunter. So it took 3 people to make the story and then 3 people to write the script. And then there's directed by Laurent Zoutoun and Theodore Tai. This movie is just incredibly simple. Okay, you've done it a million times. The story of where the girl can't do the boy stuff, so she disguises herself as a man. That's the only reason you had to set it in the 20s, right? You had to put it all the way back in the 20s. Because that stuff ain't going to fly now. It's not going to work. I don't know who can relate to a movie about firemen that takes place in the 20s. Who is this aimed at? Kids who are 140 years old? You know, who is this for? I don't get it. It's certainly not going to be true to form. You know, true to the 20s. I guess it'll be a kid's version of the 20s, whatever they think of the 1920s. I mean, Jesus. At least, I don't know. I don't know what you could do with this movie. It just seems like another vehicle to say, oh, girls are the greatest and should be in charge of everything. Why would you let them be firemen? Women can be firemen. You know, you should have just done a movie about a female fireman who's really good at her job. That would have been a good movie. You know, maybe she lives in a backward part of the world where they don't allow that. You know, there's other places other than America. So, I don't know. This is, I don't see how this is relatable at all to any kid. It's aimed at kids. It takes place in the 20s. Right there, you've alienated your whole audience. How about a kid who was too young to be a fireman? Maybe something. I don't know. How about her dad just doesn't want her to be a fireman because he lost her brother. He died in a fire, and because of that, he forbade her to be a fireman. And he's in charge of all the firemen in San Francisco. Let's say that sounds like a place that would be centralized. At least you could set it in the modern day, you know, in between them walking over human feces and needles to get to the fire. Um, you know, it's a kids movie, but it infuriates me because it just seems so preachy and dumb. You know, uh, and it's so bright and nice. You know, it's the 1920s. It was kind of a grubby era of time, and then this is going to be, you know, there's going to be a bunch of guys that are really bad at their jobs. I guess it takes place in New York, I want to say. Um, it just annoys me. It just annoys me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm in a bad mood or something. Um, it's such a simple concept, and it just comes off as like super, super preachy for kids. No one's stopping girls to be firemen today. Why is this an issue that you felt you needed to address? There are plenty of things you could have addressed that kids. How about addressing real science with germs? And that's about all I can say on YouTube about it. How about addressing that? Or maybe you could do another climate change BS thing, or how kids could help their communities. That's a good one. How you can be a better neighbor, a better friend. That to me would be a better than this. That would be a better message. Kids are awful today. A lot of them. Maybe you do a movie about, hey, you know, be kind to your neighbors. You know, maybe help out the old lady who can't mow her lawn or shovel her driveway or something. Like, that's a good message for kids. What is this? It's getting me angry the longer I talk about it. So I'm going to end it here. I'm voting it down. I'm voting it down. This looks dumb and stupid and pointless. A big waste of money. Again, not knocking the talent on here. I mean, it seems well produced, but what are you doing? What are you doing? Hollywood. It's just a bad day. By the way, watch me on Bitchute and Rumble today because I got the news blast and a huge Hollywoke hot take. I mean, there's just tons of Hollywokeness everywhere. And that's it for me, Tony D. We'll see you tomorrow.